And welcome everybody to episode 25 of Comic Confidential, the weekly podcast where we bring you the week's comic-related news, views, and reviews. I'm your host, Cade, and with me as always is Troy.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Excellent. And we also have Amy here today.
Woo! Hello.
How are you? Holy.
Getting it started.
That's so excited. Getting this party started with a woo.
With a woo.
Yeah.
I'm a woo
And
girl.
I think we have a reason to
Wu-Tang.
woo this week.
We do. We do have a reason to woo. It's giveaway time.
It is giveaway time.
It is giveaway time. We're going to get straight into it and talk about our first ever giveaway, which is very exciting. Basically, what we're going to do is we have a little pack that we have assembled. It contains some pretty cool shit. Can I say shit?
You can
it's
say
actually not shit. The
It's not-
stuff that is in it is good.
It's high quality.
High quality. So thanks to Kasplat Comics and Collectibles, we do have a brand spanking new copy because we're celebrating Villain Week really here, aren't we? So everything that we're talking about mostly for the most part is going to be about villains and villainous type of activities.
Yes.
So to celebrate that fact, Kasplat Comics and Kasplat Comics and Collectibles have gifted us a copy of the fantastic graphic novel Hush, starring a Batman and the villain Hush, and plenty of other villains that are in it as well. There's going to be some Comic Confidential exclusive stickers. There's going to be some... What else is in there?
We got some postcards.
We got some postcards and stuff.
Yep.
It's going to be cool. We'll have it on Twitter so you guys can sort of see what you're getting yourselves into. And do you want to talk about how to enter it?
Well, I was just going to ask you, how do people enter this?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Yes, please tell us.
Yeah, so basically all you have to do, and look, I do want to apologize because unfortunately it is going to be open to Twitter users only. Now, if you don't have a Twitter account, you can always just jump on and make a Twitter account. It's
Yeah, it
actually
takes 2
super
seconds.
easy. But it's open to our Twitter listeners, and basically all you need to do, we're going to have a pinned tweet on our page of our latest episode. All you need to do is retweet that tweet, give us a follow, and you go into the draw to win said prize from earlier when I said it.
Just to make it clear, this is open worldwide.
It is 100% open worldwide. It doesn't matter where you're from. If we pick it, you stick it.
Wow.
If that's a thing.
Yeah, that might be. Sticking with Twitter,
Yes.
we actually got a fair few questions this week on the old Twitter sphere,
Well, we asked a question.
and we got some replies.
We got some replies. We
Good,
got some.
that's always good.
Yeah, it is good. Thanks for replying, you guys.
Yeah.
So the question we asked, again, sticking with our theme of the week, who is your favorite comic book villain? And here's some of the responses that we got.
Yeah, Rock51, he always chats to us.
He does. He's a good kid.
He's awesome.
Rob is his name.
Rob,
Yep.
yes. And he said he's going to roll with Darkseid here. The Joker's a close second. For a one-off, it's Ozymandias
Ozymandias.
and Ozymandias. I don't
From
even...
Watchmen.
Is it? No, you're
No.
right. No.
Of course I'm right.
The villain hiding right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Anti-Monitor and Neron also.
Yes, he did.
He just loves all the villains.
He does. He's a villainous, loving kid, isn't he?
He is.
Alex at Duty Dutrum, I do believe is how it's said. But he said, what about good old sort of Atrocitus?
Yes?
Yes, and he is cool as shit. And if I'm not wrong, didn't they put him as a villain in Injustice, the game? Injustice 2? I don't know, let me know.
Yeah, I'm glad you know.
Unfortunately,
I don't have time to play
not
games.
that much of a gamer, but I'm pretty sure they did.
We need
Terrible
your
at
husband
games.
here, Amy.
Oh, yeah, he
would-
is the gaming master.
The gaming master.
That's what he likes to be called.
Oh,
Is it really?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Reese, we're coming for you, mate. Dave, and his Twitter handle is LummazD. It gets no more comic or villain than the despicable Captain Nazi. Damn.
Yes, it
Damn,
does.
Africa.
And I don't know if you've actually seen Captain Nazi because he's not a really like well known villain. But it's basically just this like blonde haired dude that wears a suit with a big like Nazi symbol on the front.
Yeah.
And obviously stands for all things bad and Nazi.
Well, I guess he's a hero to some.
To some from 60 odd years ago. Peter at OE2P, who is a great kid, who also talks to us quite a lot, he just has a mad Nicolas Cage obsession.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah. Claiming Ghost Rider as number one, but he also mentioned the Joker and Jubal Early from Firefly, even though the comics came after the TV series, but I'll allow it.
All right.
I'll give it. I'm letting it slide.
Fucking, you're a nice guy.
I
man.
am.
Super contributor to the show, Shane, that geek caveman.
Yes.
I know it's standard, but it has to be the Joker. The complete randomness and psychoticness
Yep.
Yeah.
of him always makes his stories great. And he's 100% right.
He is,
Yeah.
100%. He also, I don't have it listed in our notes, but he also did mention that since Superman is his favorite comic book character or hero, that he would probably rate Brainiac. As his number one Superman-related villain.
That's pretty good, actually.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And finally, Garrett at Garrett E3232 said, "If you guys don't put Crazy Quilt as the greatest comic book villain, you will have me to answer to." Well, guess what? You like Crazy Quilt, so there's a good chance that we'll be fine.
Yeah. Wow.
But we did, so there you go.
I never even heard of bloody Crazy Quilt. Is he making that up?
No, it's a genuine villain. I think he has a problem. He's he's essentially blind, or he can only see in like blinding colors. So he creates he's created like a visor that helps him see, but it also helps him emit like hypnotizing lights and whatnot.
Of course,
and all that sort of stuff.
I
So,
guess he's probably on the same level as like Asbestos Man and,
yeah,
and the
When I
Rainbow
read that-
Ranger.
yeah,
When I read Crazy
crazy.
Quilt, I was just thinking of a man who's put on one of those terrible patchwork quilts,
Yes,
like
that's-
a ghost, and was like, "Whoa, I'm a villain."
Well, it's actually like
Is he a Scooby-Doo villain?
no?
Do they demask him at the end?
He does have like a very checkered, coloured, patterned like costume that he wears. So you could probably say it's kind of like a patchwork quilt.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
There you bloody
I
go.
think we've spent too much time on Crazy Quilt. I want to take a little bit of time to thank everybody who listens, subscribes, reviews, everybody who submits questions and whatnot to the show. You guys are great. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential Podcast, Instagram and Twitter at Comic Con Pod. Remember, Twitter is important because that's where the competition is this week, kids. And we've got the website.
Yep, comicconpod.com. And you can also check us out on Patreon. That's patreon.com/comicconpod. And we've also got a loot crate. If you want to check that out, that's in the show notes.
Link in the show notes.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
What?
And we got the bloody YouTube.
Oh, the
Oh, the
YouTube. I
YouTube.
forgot about the YouTubes.
Can someone let us know what our YouTube address is? Because we can't seem to bloody know.
I literally myself still have to search Comic Confidential in like the YouTube search bar because I don't have it
You
saved.
could like literally log into the account.
No, I know. I know. Anyway, whatever. I'm not good with the YouTube, obviously.
YouTubes.
The YouTubes. Sorry.
Well, anyway,
That's all right.
you want to move on to some news?
I think we're going to have to.
So, in case you didn't realize it, this week was San Diego Comic-Con.
Was it?
It was.
No way.
Who would have missed that?
Oh, not us. Not at all. What a weekend so far.
Yeah, holy crap.
It is crazy, and we are dedicating our entire news to. It's basically a Comic-Con special. If there was other stuff that happened out there, I missed it because I was too busy trying to keep up with this stuff.
Yeah.
it was mental.
It was just coming at you from everywhere this weekend.
It was.
And there was a lot of stuff in there that you didn't think was going to get released.
Well, that's it. That's exactly right. And there's probably a lot of stuff that we still have missed that we're not going to talk about. But, we'll catch up with it next week maybe or something. We'll do something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
What do you want to start off with? I reckon let's go with the Luke Cage trailer.
Yeah, well, this is probably like one of the coolest things from the weekend in the sense that Marvel and Netflix themselves really killed it. Like they captured everybody's attention with the trailers dropping left, right, and center, and the news and all this sort of stuff. So it was a really good way to sort of kick it off and go, shit, Netflix has probably got some of the best original content out there easily. Easily. So they gave us our first real Luke Cage trailer. We've had a teaser before, but this is the first real trailer. And it's just ass-kicking mayhem.
It is. And I like how it's been Wu-Tangified.
Wu-Tangified.
And
Wu-Tang.
that's from the official Luke Cage Twitter account, I think.
Oh, okay. Is that what
Yeah.
it said? Wu-Tangified?
That's a quote there. Yep.
That's a quote.
That's a quote.
Yeah, it was. They were playing some Old Dirty Bastard
Yes.
over the top.
It was just if they release a soundtrack to this this season, I'm buying
Well,
it.
apparently for the most part, it's going to be like the soundtrack is going to be a lot of. I don't know how much like Wu-Tang is actually going to be in there, but there's going to be a lot of like a Tribe Called Quest.
Yes, aren't they doing the score for it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So whether that means they do the score and then obviously they just take this whole hip hop sort of thing and run with it and just use whoever they want, I don't know, but they are absolutely fucking classic. Amazing artists, so it's going to be unreal, and it's going to suit this Harlem backdrop perfectly.
down to a T.
Yeah, I'm excited for this for sure.
Yep. Also, we got to look at the first Defenders teaser.
Teaser,
A little bit of a teaser.
Oh, teasers make me sad.
Yeah,
It just
'cause-
leaves me wanting more.
exactly. Right
Yeah.
at the end, you just like, is that it?
Yeah. Well,
Is that all you got?
Before we really get into that whole Defenders talk, there was an Iron Fist
Yeah.
little teaser trailer, and that's left me wanting more for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
I mean, they serve their purpose.
They do.
Yeah.
See, exactly. See, every single one of us, 50 seconds of footage, and we're just like, fuck yeah, sign
Yeah.
me up.
I was so surprised to see some of this. I did not think they started production on it.
Yeah, well and truly.
Yeah.
I was surprised that we'd see a Defenders teaser this early.
Yes, that
Considering
surprised me.
we haven't even gotten, Luke Cage or Iron Fist.
Hmm.
But, the Iron Fist teaser, not really a lot. You kind of, you get a little bit of a look at, maybe his backstory,
Yeah.
sort of how he sort of came to be found by the monks and all that sort of stuff. You do get what seems to be a look at the Iron Fist punch.
Yeah.
Just knocking a whole fucking wall.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. It's like he's taking a whole segment and not like just where his fist is.
Yeah, because it's, man, I don't know physics.
It's the
but,
energy field or
it's-
something.
Yeah, something. There's like something's happening. Shoddy construction.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was really cool. And that leads us into the Defenders, which is, of course, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. And it didn't really, it wasn't really much going on. It was sort of, over the Nirvana "Come As You Are"
Yeah.
song, which was cool. But it's just nothing, really, is it? It's just like, little bits and pieces here. You see, okay, so obviously referencing Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage.
Yeah.
A bit of a "Who is Danny Rand" written on a notepad. And then Stick comes in at the end and sort
Yeah.
of says,
How are you going to save the city? You can't even save yourselves. Or
yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
But that was just enough to get me like,
I'm done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Someone-
I'm there. I am there. I'm living it.
Put a fork in me, I'm done. And another good bit of news regarding the whole Netflix series is that the Daredevil season was confirmed at Comic-Con.
Yeah. So Daredevil picked up for season 3.
Yeah.
So that's cool as shit.
Oh, and Punisher. Sorry, I was talking Punisher.
Yeah, and Punisher has officially been
Yeah.
announced as having a first season.
Yeah.
So much cool shit is happening.
So much cool
So
shit.
much.
I don't even Netflix binge session to the max.
I'm never leaving
coming
my
up.
house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Put some sheets up or quilts. Get
Patchwork
crazy
quilts.
quilt. Get crazy quilt over to put some quilts up on your window, and just block out the sun for a few days, and go for it.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. That's really cool, and it's cool for Netflix, and Netflix is absolutely destroying it at the moment with their TV.
Yeah, absolutely. And even like their non-comic book shows are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started about Stranger Things. I love it.
Really?
I've watched it all.
It's on my watch list after I finish Mad Men. And then
Okay.
like the
Do yourself a favor.
No. Do not wreck that.
No, what? Wreck what?
He's got it laid out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Whatever.
I've got my
And a
plan.
routine.
Oh, Jesus.
Gee, I have to,
okay.
mate. October's coming up quick, and
I
I've got to
know,
get
I
on
know.
board.
And
But
he's
if-
not leaving the house.
Well,
after
speaking
October.
of October, we also got, because I'll just segue straight into it, just because obviously you're not going to watch Stranger Things, so whatever. But The Walking Dead Season 7 trailer.
Yes,
That was cool as shit.
that was cool as shit.
We got our first look at Ezekiel.
The
King,
angel.
King
Ezekiel. Yep. And his tiger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that was something I didn't think they were going to do.
Yes, me too. I'm actually surprised, but it looked like a full-on actual tiger, probably CGI'd in there.
Totally CGI. That face was way too expressive for my liking to be a real tiger.
How do
Have
you
you met
know?
a real tiger?
Have you met exactly?
Yes, I have met real tigers.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
I-
there.
Maybe you just met some dud ones.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
He was
maybe
pretty. He was
that's
pretty
a party
angry.
tiger.
He didn't want me to touch him.
I can't imagine why. But that's really cool, and it really builds up because this comes back. I think it was the 23rd of October, I believe.
Yeah,
It was-
23rd or 27th, something like
something
that.
like that. It was later in October, but it really builds up, and it kind of goes through each and every character that's there with Negan, and who's going to die. Who's going to die?
Everyone.
Abraham.
You still think it's Abraham?
Yeah. Do you watch it, Amy?
No, I've expressed
Yeah,
that I don't like
she
Walking
has.
Dead.
Yeah, it's too scary for
Just
her.
throw a name out there, though.
Yeah.
Is that kid still alive?
Carl.
Yeah, that's
Carl.
the only one I know.
Okay, Carl's going to get it,
Yeah,
according to Amy.
that would be good.
And I'll go with Maggie, just to throw it out there to be something different to what you guys are talking about.
Well, I always said Maggie
I
was
know.
going to die.
So someone's
I
going
don't
to do
want
it. No.
to. So,
What else happened? We're gonna fly through it because there's
yeah,
so much.
We got a look at the coolest, I guess, statue I've ever seen.
Ever.
Ever.
Ever seen?
Forever.
Forever.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, if
Yeah.
you're out there. Yes, in relation to what you are actually talking about, you're talking about the Bat Joker Suicide Squad Hot Toys
Yes.
toy. Man, that was cool as shit.
Can someone insert the Futurama meme here? Just take my money.
Take my money. Man, it looked cool as shit. If you haven't seen it, we do have it up on our Instagram. I believe it's up there. Have a look. Check it out. It's basically the Suicide Squad Joker dressed in like a purple and black bat costume.
Is that a spoiler, do you think?
Well, maybe. Maybe. Like it's... I find... Okay, so with Suicide Squad, it's starting to get a little bit annoying because I feel like we've seen about 400 trailers.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like concerned as to what is actually
They
left
also
in
have-
the movie.
They have trailers for each individual person
Yes.
too.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
So
Like,
it's like,
Yeah, on their Instagram marketing.
Yeah.
yeah, like a little bit of a mini like introduction to each character.
yeah, it's like, shit, I'm going to watch the movie. Just let me find out.
It's next week.
Yeah.
So,
I
or
know, I'm
whenever it is.
counting
Yeah.
down.
It's
Yeah.
pretty close.
Can I just say, I love like the promo artwork. It looks
Oh,
bloody
it's great.
amazing.
It is
it's
good.
it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I guess it's concerning because remember this movie is only an hour and 40 minutes
I
long.
know.
Yeah. Have we seen everything already?
I don't know.
Seen all the good
man.
bits,
I
maybe?
feel like maybe we've seen all the good bits. It's pretty disturbing that they're just because again, Comic-Con they released another exclusive trailer.
Why? They don't need
with
to.
more footage.
Wasn't the original trailer at last year's Comic Con too? Is that when it first came out?
Maybe that's when they dropped the teaser initially.
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
But there you go.
So
Like
not a
if that's an
year.
actual
You've had
thing,
a
like
year.
we've been having trailers for a year, and I
Yeah.
don't feel like they've stopped between trailers and TV spots. My point is that I'm concerned that we've already seen everything. Maybe they'll throw this in there as a bit of a well, here's something you didn't see, and then it's like, well, Hot Toys actually ruined that already, didn't they?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Jesus.
but it was cool. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Comic-Con Hot Toy Bat Joker, or just go to our Instagram page.
Yeah, check it out. Now, Ghost Rider has been confirmed
Yes.
for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Has been actually confirmed. I
Yeah.
am surprised.
I am absolutely shocked. And it's not Ghost Rider, it's more like Ghost Driver.
well, because it's based on the Marvel Now Ghost Rider.
Yes.
Whose name escapes me currently right now.
You're terrible at names,
I
man.
am terrible at names. But it's they've cast Diego Luna in it as Robbie Reyes. Oh my god, I am a genius. Unless I'm wrong, and then I'm not.
Someone telling me if you
Yeah, can you tell me if I'm wrong? But my concern is now I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been pretty good with its CGI at times.
Yeah, how are they going to do this?
Yeah, I'm just like I know if they give it the love it deserves, it'll be pretty good. But Ghost Rider has had a rough trot. Nicolas Cage wasn't his fault.
No.
But Ghost Rider, the movie, and Spirit of Vengeance weren't exactly fantastic.
Well, it kind of is his fault because that bloke will take on any movie that's thrown his way. Like, someone has to have a talk to his casting agent and say, look, you don't have to say yes to every movie.
Do you know who Nicolas Cage's casting agent is?
No.
It's Nicolas Cage.
Is it really?
I don't know.
Probably.
Probably.
Wouldn't fucking
That
surprise me.
makes sense then.
But yeah, look, it's cool. It's actually really cool if they do it right.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they lead into this season with that.
Yeah.
So,
I really would have preferred, like, give me a Netflix series on just about anything at the moment. But like,
Yeah.
I would have preferred a Ghost Rider Netflix series.
well, who knows? Maybe they might lead that character down that way.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
There is a Blade one coming though, apparently.
Blade.
What,
Blade.
Netflix series?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I
So
love
cool.
that.
Is Snipes coming back?
Snipes wants to come back, but
How old is he
but
now?
unfortunately, I don't think the producers or anything.
Maybe
want
he can
necessarily.
pass the torch on.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, father to son.
Is Ryan Reynolds going to be in there?
I was literally just going to ask that. 'Cause
Yeah.
anything he is in, I will watch.
Okay, me
he's-
too.
he's
Me
so
too.
dreamy.
Basically,
He's so dreamy.
I'd rewatch Green Lantern.
Oh.
Door's right there.
No, I wouldn't. Now, okay.
Hey,
Let's-
talking about DC.
Yeah, let's get into to the big news.
Yeah, into the big boy news.
The big boy news. Well, we'll start with the Wonder Woman trailer.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this was pretty cool. We made sure we rewatched it before we came on.
And I feel empowered. Bam.
Do you?
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you? Power, grace, wonder,
Yeah.
wisdom, wonder. I think the
divine
poster said something
physics.
All of them things.
All of them.
like- Yeah.
All of the above.
I could deflect a bullet right now. Bam.
Yeah. So as we were watching it, Cade was basically questioning the physics behind some of the moves.
And we said, shut up.
Yeah, because, at some point you've got to remember that she's a demigod.
And it's a superhero movie.
Exactly.
And she's amazing.
And she's wonderful.
Yes.
And physics don't apply. It doesn't apply to Gal Gadot on Earth,
Well,
basically.
I don't
She's
know.
just perfect.
it looked a little funny, but it does make me excited for the movie.
Well, don't forget that this is also the first trailer. Okay, well, now that I say that, it's probably the first official trailer, but there's probably still a little bit of like tightening up on CGI.
Yeah.
Because the move in particular that you're talking about, you can see quite clearly that it's CGI.
Yeah.
Like even her face and everything. So they will clear that up, you would assume. But I'm pretty pumped. I'm
Yep.
pretty keen for this movie.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. It's got Chris Pine in it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna see him
Amy was salivating.
salivating.
Over Wonder Woman and Chris Pine.
And Chris Pine. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool as shit.
Yes.
But is it going to be as cool as shit as the Justice League trailer?
That was terrible, mate.
It's the best segue I could do.
Yeah, that Justice League trailer looked awesome. And
my
it was
God.
so much lighter in tone.
Yes.
So much lighter. It was actual,
I laughed.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Bruce Wayne was actually cracking a bit of jokes.
Yeah.
A bit of joke action.
He had like a
Half smile?
like
Like
a stroke smile.
A stroke smile.
Like only one half of his face was smiling.
Yeah, but as long as, and this is fine, and I did mention this on Twitter, but it's fine to make Bruce Wayne as happy and jovial as you want. Just don't do it to Batman. That's the only
Yes.
character that needs to be dark. The rest of them can
Yeah.
be light as shit. They can be happy as Larry.
Well, unless you
Or
talk
Barry.
Or Barry. Eh?
Damn.
Oh, damn it. I'm the pun guy. Get out of here, Amy.
Yeah, but you're saying about dark characters. We have a look at Aquaman here.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
And holy shit, man, that guy's got an attitude.
If ever at any point in your life you doubted Jason Momoa for this character, A, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, leave.
But B, you shouldn't now. Like, he looked cool as shit. Man.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed with his cameo, as it were, in Batman vs Superman.
Yep.
But this 100% fixed that for
Well,
me.
yeah, it was very heavily focused just around him.
It was.
So I think he's going to be the main character of this movie.
Well, I don't know about the main, but I think it's going to, like, you're right in the sense that it'll revolve around them, trying to get him to join.
Yeah.
At some point, something's going to go wrong, and he'll have no choice. So we also got to see Ezra Miller.
Yeah, what was your take? Actually, I'll go with you first, Amy.
Yeah, because
I
Amy
loved
was
him.
fangirling
Oh
out.
my God. He, as soon as I didn't know it was confirmed that he was going to be in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Well and truly.
I'd heard rumors, but I'd never confirmed them for myself because I'm lazy.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
yeah, I was very excited and I love him. That's all I can say.
Okay.
He's so pretty.
He's so pretty.
He is. And he's hilarious.
He is, and that's probably the biggest thing that
Yeah.
that you can take away from this is instantly like instantly you can get a sense of the humor like of his character and that sort of thing,
And-
which is great for Barry Allen
Yeah, I
and the
was just gonna
Flash.
say, he is like the Flash is known as sort of a jovial bit of a
Yeah,
joker.
bit of a joker. Kind of even the way he talks and everything as well.
Yeah.
Speaking quite quickly and all that sort of stuff.
Never sticking with one thing.
Yeah,
back and
it was
forth.
great.
Well, I can't even tell you where I heard this, but apparently he seems like he's going to be played off as a scatterbrain just because he is always operating at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So
Ezra
everyone-
Miller is.
Yeah. And everyone else sees him as this, kid who can't control himself. But to him, he's normal, of course.
Yeah.
It's just he's doing about 50,000 things at once in his normal time.
Yeah.
Everyone else just seems so slow.
Yeah.
And apparently because of this, he's very much a loner.
Right.
And because the way he lives his world is so much quicker than everyone else, everyone just seems to be standing there doing nothing.
Yeah.
And he moves quicker than the speed of sound. So he's in a world of silence all the time.
Oh,
So this is why this is why he's so keen to join the team to get friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
that's
he's forever in a world of silence.
yeah, and that's what he says.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we see this cool scene, this really cool scene, where Bruce Wayne throws a batarang at him, and he's just kind of like, just steps to the side and then looks at it. Then I think he realizes who he's dealing with.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, you're Batman.
And this all happens in like a
yeah.
second.
It was cool. It was
Yeah.
cool as shit.
So good.
We also get to see a little bit more of Cyborg
Yep.
as well, which is cool. You don't really get to see a lot, but there is one thing that I thought was interesting. Obviously, he is basically he's a college kid from Gotham. If you didn't
Is
see
he?
it, it's actually
From
like
Gotham.
on his shirt. It says GCU.
How many times have you watched this trailer? to know that?
17,000 times. I have actually watched it quite a bit, but
Anyway.
if you pay close enough attention to his jacket, because you see him for quite some time, like he's
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
standing there, or like walking down an alleyway or whatever. Yeah, it actually says GCU on his jacket,
Oh, cool.
on his Letterman or Leatherman or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Isn't Leatherman a knife?
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Letterman. But yeah, GCU. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. What else do we see? We get to see a little bit, obviously Bruce Wayne is foreshadowing like, an arrival.
Yeah.
That's why he's trying to gather the unite the seven or whatever. I have two questions.
Okay.
So is Steppenwolf then going to be the main villain, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's been confirmed that he is.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Actual confirmed? Oh, slipped past me.
There you
That's
go.
great. And number two, who is the seventh,
Yeah.
in your opinion? So we've
There's
got...
a lot of chairs there, like we were saying.
Well, that's it. Well, you got Superman, you've got Batman, Wonder Woman, you've got Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, and...
Green Lantern?
Well, see, that's the thing, because...
I hope it's not Ryan Reynolds.
well, but that's the thing. Like, it's we don't get a Green Lantern movie until 2020.
Yeah, but imagine if
Are
they
they planning
dropped him.
that far in advance?
Oh, well and truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Well and truly. So do you think that's what's going to happen? Like they're just going to drop it on people and just go, guess what? We fooled you all. It's Green Lantern.
Imagine it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It would be.
Be fucking rad.
They could also do a Martian Manhunter.
Oh.
Which would be cool as shit.
That I'd be done. I'd just be done.
just done.
Put a fork in it.
yeah.
Or I'm going to throw like a bit of a curveball.
Yeah.
Imagine Shazam. Captain Marvel, but Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's in the works as well, isn't it? Like
Well,
it's
Black Adam.
yeah.
So, like, Black Adam has been officially announced like 17 years ago, with The Rock being cast as Black Adam. It's not impossible to think that there could be a Billy Batson / Shazam
Yeah.
in the works. I'm just throwing
It's too
We
much
can
for me.
dream.
just too much.
Too much. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Computer, there's smoke coming out of the computer. Well, we'll stick in the realms of DC while we're here.
Okay.
And we'll talk about so a lot of CW news as well dropped. So they had panels for all the shows.
Yep.
So Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl. Am I missing something? No, that's it. Am I? No, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Just the four. So quite a bit of news. So they dropped a season 3 trailer for The Flash.
Yeah.
Focusing very heavily on Flashpoint.
Yes, it does, and it kind of almost makes Barry Allen out to be the bad guy,
Yeah.
keeping the Reverse Flash, Eddie Thorne, captive. And
Yeah.
it looks like he's captive for a long time because he's grown
Got
a
a big
beard.
beard.
Well, don't they keep a lot of people captive? Like, is that really such a bad thing?
Yeah, but he's almost got this whole Zoom like lair.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
That's the difference.
And
Also, I love Cisco's part in that trailer.
Oh, yeah. So Cisco is now the richest man in
Yep.
the world.
Yeah.
Love
so
that.
that's pretty cool. But I think with this whole thing, it's kind of, I think that, he's purposely leaving this world as it is because it suits him better.
Yes, exactly.
Which I think is probably, the worst part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it shows you that, all his relationships have changed. Mum and dad are still alive. Which is lovely, but nobody else actually really knows who he is. So all his friends that he had on Earth 1 or the regular
Yeah.
Earth or Flash
Earth.
pointless Earth, nobody really actually knows who he is.
What a
Catch
selfish.
22.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you just call him a shellfish?
Yes, what a shellfish bastard.
Plus, I guess the other thing that we see is we get to see Kid Flash, Wally West.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And we get a look at the black suited Flash for like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 seconds. Is it Black Racer? Man,
I don't
know.
I didn't see a big scyther.
well,
He could be hiding it.
Yeah, that's true.
He could be. You never know. But I thought this was cool. Out of all the previews that the CW dropped, this was far and away the best.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we just have to look at the Arrow, and I don't always want to bash on Arrow, but
Yeah.
this was the least motivating trailer for an upcoming season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
See, I disagree.
Really?
Because I would say that about the Legends of Tomorrow trailer that they dropped, because it was basically just here's a lot of footage from season
Last-
1.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
With a little bit of new stuff and some new reveals and all
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But I guess the biggest news, we could talk about each individual trailer and all that sort of stuff. But the biggest news to probably come out of it is the fact that we're going to get 4 bad guys.
Yes.
Teaming up to basically create the Legion of Doom.
Yes, and we said this on another podcast, which Amy probably doesn't know yet, but we said we were looking for a universal villain across all our TV shows.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
They may have done it.
They may have done it.
They
Yep.
listen to you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's lovely. So we've got Malcolm Merlin. We've got Damien Dark,
Yes.
who is obviously either not dead or we'll just see him.
It's a past version.
past
Yeah.
version and things like
I'm
that.
getting confused with all this.
Well, Legends of Tomorrow,
Past.
in the Legends of Tomorrow clip, it was obviously like a past version.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But we've got Malcolm Merlin, Damien Dark, Captain Cold, and the other guy, Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash.
Eobard Thawne.
Oh man, that's going to be good.
Yeah, that's going to be
So
good, and
many
that's going to bring them in with the Justice Society of America, which will predominantly be obviously through Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
They announced a couple of other people as well: Obsidian, Stargirl,
Oh yes.
and Dr. Midnight. None have been cast yet
Yep.
out of those, but they do have those.
I am available.
Are you available for which
Yeah.
one? Do you want to be Dr. Midnight?
Or Stargirl.
So obviously joining our man Rex Tyler,
Yeah,
who's
cool.
already in there. So that was cool in the sense that we got to see, I guess, with Arrow to save like the bagging of Arrow. It does look to be grounded, like they said.
Yeah.
And the character, the big bad guy that they've said, and you don't really get a full sense of it in the clip. But I did a little bit of digging. Didn't have to dig very far. It was like the first article that came up.
Oh, right.
But it's actually it's another Archer, which go figure. But we're 5 seasons in, we could do with another Archer, sure. But the big bad guy is another Archer called Prometheus. But not the comic book character Prometheus. This is like a different.
This is the biggest movie letdown of all time.
Yeah,
Prometheus.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's basically
fantastic.
the prequel to Alien Prometheus.
That wasn't really a prequel.
Well, whatever it was.
Fucking liars.
Hey. All right, okay.
Yeah.
So let's go into some Marvel news.
Yes. That Doctor Strange trailer. Holy.
Oh damn!
I'm still recovering.
I am too. Like it was insane.
Man, if I see that movie in 3D, it might just explode my brain. And I hate 3D movies, but I'm half considering seeing that.
I wear glasses, so I have to wear 2 glasses to watch 3D movies. But
Oh, 6 eyes.
I may just have to do it for this movie.
Yeah, well, apparently the technology for 3D they've used in this movie is groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Never been done before.
Well, and I think we mentioned this previously. If there was ever a movie to use 3D on, this would be it.
Yeah.
Rather than every other movie where it's just a one scene that kind of goes bam, and you're like, oh well, fuck, I could have lived without that.
Oh, there's a bee in my face.
Yeah.
What movies are you watching?
What's that? The one with the rock. Where he's on the Earth. Oh shit, I don't know.
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Got it.
Wow.
We should play charades. We'd be great.
Yeah, I know, right? So what were you just talking about?
We're talking about
Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange, yeah. Journey to the Center of the Earth was really good. I loved it.
I've never seen it.
Don't watch it.
No, don't watch it. It was pretty shit. But the Doctor Strange 2 trailer was anything but shit.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it was probably, and Justice League was awesome, but this was probably like the trailer that got me the most hype for a movie so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a big call.
Because I was really loving the Justice League trailer.
Oh, look, don't get me wrong. It was cool. It was cool as shit.
All of them are though. So
Well,
it is
but they
hard
all
to
were,
pick,
yeah. But like, I don't know.
How are you going to be like playing favorites like that, man?
Sorry, man.
Why you gotta play me like that?
Sorry, Justice League guys. But I don't know, man. I just love this trailer. It shows us a lot more of Doctor Strange learning about his power and everything that he's capable of. We get a little bit more Baron Mordo. We get a little bit more Wong. All that sort of stuff. It's cool as shit. We can't do it any justice by talking about it because it's so visually like in your face.
You can't explain the trailer.
Yeah.
You literally cannot.
It has to be seen to be believed. So go and watch it because listening to us crap on about it isn't going to do it any justice.
Not at all.
At all.
We might try to get that up on our website.
Yeah, for sure. I think we should probably get all these up on our website. And I guess the last bit of news, I think we'll leave it as the last bit of
Yeah.
news.
We've had a lot of news.
We've had a lot of news. We'll leave it as the last bit of news. Brie Larson officially announced as Captain Marvel.
Yes.
And that's cool as shit.
We called it.
What?
You heard it here
first.
You heard it here.
I'm telling you, they're tapping in. They're listening to you.
Yeah, exactly. We're very influential people. But yeah, look, I think it's cool. I think there were a couple other people that were up for the part, but I think far and away of all the people that were there, sort of leading the challenge, she is probably the best and the most. And I don't want to say the most capable actress because that's not fair to the others because they're all good. But Brie Larson is the shit.
Yeah.
It sure is.
So that's cool.
And that's going to bring us to the weekly wrap, the segment where we wrap up all the week's TV action, starting off this week with Preacher, El Valero. Preacher struggles to get Eugene back. Quinn Cannon makes move to get what's his and the Angels retrieve Genesis.
None of that made any sense to anyone that was listening.
I'm sorry.
Ever.
Ever? Will you write that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? Yeah. Oops. So yeah. Anyway, if you hopefully we can clear up what the hell Kate's talking about. But what we do get with this week is we get a cold open as has become almost regular, happening kind of every week, and it kind of gives us a bit of an insight into the madness of Odin Kincannon and what may have actually drove him to be the man he is today. I guess
That was really weird, that opening, and I don't know if he's like actually killed his family or.
Well, here's how I see it. So I see it as so he's a businessman.
Yeah.
So he's busy running the business while his whole entire family has gone on like a vacation or something like that. They happen to die
Right.
during said vacation in a tragic ski lift accident. And then he gets all their bodies shipped back, and that's why they're all in the crates around. And it's obviously, such a devastating thing for him. He becomes, a little bit mental. He kind of dismembers a cow, dismembers his daughter's corpse.
Yeah.
And
How
you
is that
do.
legal?
As you do.
well,
How is that?
Kate, at some point, physics, legalities,
We've
all
had
of
this
these
discussion.
things
Go out the
don't.
window.
Yeah, they don't count. They
Yeah,
don't
that's
matter.
true.
But effectively, yeah, he's and that's where his obsession, I guess, with meat comes from. Because as he says, he's holding up. It's pretty disgusting, but he's holding up the cow's entrails and he's holding up his daughter's entrails, and he's like, I don't know where one ends, or
Yeah. What's
I can't
the
tell the
difference?
difference between the two.
Yeah.
And that's obviously what's driven him to madness, and that's the scene that from a few episodes ago where Jesse's dad actually goes into his office and there's that whole mayhem, and
Yep.
he's basically it's kind of the point where he as a man just denounces God, because what kind of God would do this to someone?
Yeah, that's
why
right.
I think he didn't do it himself. It's just something like it's a tragic event that's happened to him,
And this is how he's reacting.
and that's how he's reacting
Yeah.
to it,
Okay,
like
no,
a
that's-
genuine crazy person. But there were like 20 family members there or something
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, so yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a big number.
That's a big number.
It is.
So that leads us back to the whole ongoing assault of the church. So that's where we ended.
Yes.
Or pretty much ended with the episode last week.
And this really took a turn that I didn't see coming.
Like
I saw this being an actual all-out war happening,
Yes,
but it was done
me
very
too.
funny.
It was.
It was great.
It was great. It was. Look, like I honestly thought as well, like it'd just be a full-on, guns out, blazing sort of thing, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was done, sort of like, pitiful wave after wave of attackers, as Jesse just kind of holds them back as a one-man army, and in the meantime, he's kind of, struggling with his own sort of inner demons, because he gets visited by what I initially thought was actually Eugene coming back.
Yes, so did I.
But it turns out it's just his imagination playing tricks on him.
Yes. Well, he was quite drunk.
He was quite drunk, that's true. And obviously distraught and guilty and, all that sort of stuff. But what it leads to for some reason, this is one part that I didn't get. So Fiora and DeBlanc turn up and, that's fine.
Yeah.
But how did Kincannon and the sheriff, come up to that decision where they've kind of gone, we'll let his two pals go in and try to convince him to come out. Like to me, that didn't really make a lot of sense. I know
So
the
weird.
sheriff had met them previously, but as far as Kincannon went, it didn't really make a lot of sense. But I guess it didn't have to.
No, it didn't have to. And like a lot of things about this didn't make sense. Like this, the half the town coming out and having a barbecue to watch this like mini civil war happening.
Yeah, but that's what I like about this show. That this real sort of like twisted kind of dark comedy.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of, it becomes like a tailgating thing for a massive shootout, which is cool.
People having barbecues, having picnics, kids running around.
While old mate's getting his dick shot off.
Oh my god! And he's just like, "Oh, he shot off my dick."
Yeah, it's like, this is going to hurt later, but it feels really good right now.
Just a lazy Sunday.
Yeah, and then you see him later, and he's screaming in agony.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I thought it was played out really well. I thought it was cool. So the Angels do rock up, and they make like another or a final, I guess, attempt to get Genesis back.
Yes, and what it does is it kind of like busts out of its little coffee can containment, and this is what it's kept in, Amy.
Wow.
Yeah, so it basically it escapes Jesse first, I guess, and they capture it in the coffee can. But then it decides that no, that's where I want to be. That's like
right.
Jesse's home to me, man. So he just like busts out of his coffee can and goes straight back in him. What this did lead to, though, is the fact that as Fiora and DeBlanc have kind of thrown their hands up and gone, well, fuck it, there's not a lot we can do. Obviously, that's not going to work. I think it's DeBlanc maybe who says, so we'll go with the other option then.
Yes,
And the other option has to be a killer tease to the Saint of Killers.
has to be surely.
Has to be. Which I've been calling for since we did the Who is Preacher episode 40 years ago, in the lead up to the show even starting. But it looks like it's maybe going to happen, but maybe that's how they'll end the season.
Yes.
Because we haven't even seen his origin story finish yet.
No, that's right.
Which I think, if I remember correctly from the preview that I saw for the next episode, they might wrap that up. But I think we've only got 2 episodes left.
Yes, and basically in the next episode, it looks like Jesse is calling God to come down.
Yeah.
To prove.
Basically,
Yeah.
to answer some of his questions, which is either going to be cool and it's going to work really well for him, or likely it won't.
Yeah.
And it'll probably lead to the destruction of the town somehow.
Yeah, exactly. We got to see Julep feed your dog to Cassidy.
Oh, yeah. What a lovely dog.
Yeah.
I wonder why I don't watch this show.
Well, it was a lovely little basset houndy type
No.
of thing. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
My heart.
terribly
So cute. So cute.
So
So
tasty.
dead.
So tasty. So, she rescues it from a shelter and, you think, oh, okay, maybe she just needs a companion or a pal or whatever.
Didn't even occur to me she was going to feed it to him.
Yeah, well, and I guess the thing that is, that is weird, and you don't actually see it. It's behind closed doors. She just kind of lets the dog in there, and then, you hear some yelping and some, munching and whatnot. But, it's strange to me that she is actually kind of, caretaking
Yes.
him or looking after Cassidy. It's kind of pointing to a stronger relationship than might have been initially led on.
I think she's just doing it because she needs him.
Do you think so?
Yeah, needs him to help get Jesse on board.
Do you think so though? Because that's next level. Going and getting a dog and giving it a fun last day on Earth by throwing a ball around
Yeah.
for it and
It's a bit
giving it some
conniving,
food.
isn't it?
All that sort of stuff. It's kind of
It's almost kind of sweet in a way.
well, but that's kind of where I'm getting to. It's to the point where it's kind of she could have probably have just gone and gotten some dirty blood from I don't know, a chicken.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
wherever you
just
get
get
dirty
the
blood
chickens.
from. But maybe she could have gone in and stolen some blood from a hospital he was eating previously.
Maybe.
This to me is some next level caretaking.
I think it might have just been the easiest option.
The easiest option is
Yeah.
going to a shelter and getting a beautiful
I
basset
feel
hound.
yeah, there's a lot of steps there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed pretty easy. I don't know. I don't know how.
Cade's going to try that.
Yeah, I don't know how dog adoption works in the US, but
Well,
especially in Texas.
well, true, but look, I don't know. I mean, if it plays into, well, actually, it doesn't. See, that's the thing. It doesn't play into the relationship that they sort of do have, based in the comics. But that's kind of what I mean. It seems like it's a bit more, but that's fine. Let them go. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You could be right. You could be 100% right.
Yeah.
But I doubt it.
What do you rate it?
I'll give it a 4, and it's only because I really like this show.
Yeah.
It didn't really do a lot to kind of advance the story, apart from the kind of we get to see that Genesis has obviously chosen Jesse and doesn't want to be a part of anything else.
Yeah.
But it didn't really advance the story along any more than that, which I think is disappointing considering there's 2 episodes left.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this really wraps up to the season finale.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. I thought it was good. I thought it was funny. Didn't really push it too far ahead.
Yeah.
But I think we're just building up to a good finale.
Yeah, but that's the thing. With the characters and with the comedic value and the the way it's all brought together and the way it's kind of the way it's shot, especially, it's such a good show. It's hard to knock it down a peg.
Yeah.
When just because an episode isn't
that's
as
right.
forthcoming with story as you'd want it to be.
Moving on to shows that need to be knocked down a peg.
Yeah. Actually, don't forget, Preacher returns next week with Finish the Song.
Yes. Only
Yep.
2 episodes left, people. Get onto it.
Get onto it. A show you shouldn't get onto, or should?
It's getting better.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I
How
like
many
it.
episodes in is it?
6. This is 6?
I think so.
Yeah. Outcast. From the shadows it watches.
Now you bloody read this.
All right. Reverend Anderson finds his powers and faith severely tested. Patricia reaches out to Kyle and Sydney issues a warning. That's how you read, son.
You want to know why? Because I wrote that.
What the? So I'm reading stuff that I haven't even written, and I still read it better. Anyway, it's not a battle of who reads the little synopsises that we write better.
Mate.
Synopsi?
Synopsi? That's plural?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Singular?
let's get into it quickly.
Okay.
This showed that Pastor Dickhead, Reverend Anderson,
Yep. Bastard dickhead.
is legit the
That's a good
worst.
name.
He's come to the realization that there's a good possibility that none of his little fucking exorcisms worked.
Yeah, but my problem with this is how long has it taken him to come to this realization? Because it's been episode after episode after episode of failed, of obviously failed attempts at exorcisms. And yet he's still kind of like, oh, nah, man, I got it this time. I got this dude in this room and I'm going to prove to you that like he's not even talking to anyone. He's just like,
Yeah.
just in general, that I can do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, actually, you can't.
Yeah, you're a fucking dickhead.
You were literally looking through hundreds of tapes
Yes.
of yourself with exorcisms of people that are still possessed.
Well, that's right. And, just to show, like, how much of a selfish...
dickhead?
Yeah. Like, how much of a wanker he really is. You got his main squeeze coming over
Yeah.
saying, we're not spending any time together, we're done.
Yeah.
So you know what he does? Oh, come perform an exorcism with me.
Yeah, he's like, this is why I've been so busy.
Yeah.
Perhaps you'd like to have a look at what I've been up to. Here's a fucking 10-foot man in a room that I'm trying to exorcise the devil out of.
Yeah.
How romantic.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is
Just
beautiful.
reminds...
Shakespearean.
Yeah, it is. But I guess, he is starting to become a bit of an unlikable character, I guess. We'll see what happens.
Well, he's too egocentric,
Yeah, it's true. And it's, I guess, how do I put it? His attitude towards Kyle is also pretty shitty.
Yeah.
In the sense that, Kyle is actually the one, maybe it's jealousy. Like, I don't know if it's jealousy or if it's, or if it's something, pride or something like that. Some of the other 7 deadly sins. But yeah, he really has this negative attitude towards Kyle, who in fact is the only one that is helping people.
Yes, exactly. And I think it is a pride thing. He basically, this guy hasn't earned his stripes, basically.
Yeah.
And
well,
he's just cracking the
guess
shits
what?
about it.
Reverend Anderson hasn't either.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he hasn't performed a single actual exorcism.
Well, that's right. And his bloody stubbornness
Yeah.
won't let him go get Kyle. So basically, Patricia, his main squeeze, has to go and do it.
Yeah.
And she's scared out of her mind of the bloke. She's hiding in her bloody car.
Yeah, well, and I guess the thing with Kyle is, he's kind of gone back to a normal life as much as possible, or he's tried to.
Yeah, that's right. He's got himself a job.
Got himself a sweet gig.
He's laying down tar
laying
on the
tar
road.
on the road.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good job if you can get it. And he's got himself, a nice little normal life back, and he's kind of just gone, you know what, fuck it. I'm done with this shit. I don't want a part of it anymore until Patricia comes. And then I think, oh no, actually it's not when Patricia comes, because Patricia comes and tries to get him back to it, and he's like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I ain't having that.
That ain't my life.
I ain't about that life no more. And then Mildred, the old biddy, comes and just smacks him right in the face with her walking stick.
Yeah, she's got some power, that old girl.
Oh, she does. And she knocks him for 6 and tries to suck face with him again.
Yes. And obviously this is giving her some life. Is she sucking the life out of him?
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the dankness, man.
The dankness.
I don't know the dank. I don't still really understand what this whole dank is about. You get a sense that she's on the verge of death.
Yes.
Anyway, she's
yeah,
not.
well, she said that in a previous episode that she's not long for this world.
Yeah, and I think when you see so essentially she's trying to suck the dank out of him, or the good dank.
Yes.
What's good dank? Well, dank is good.
Anti-dank?
Dank, yeah.
Dank is
Oh,
good.
dank is good.
So reverse dank. No, I don't know. But anyway, so she's trying to suck it all out of him, and Sydney basically comes. You don't see it at the time, but you find out later. It's Sydney
Yeah.
comes and grabs her and pulls her away and all this sort of stuff. And he does make a comment, or she makes a comment of the fact that it's supposed to go around to everybody, and she was essentially trying to steal it all for herself.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of this light or whatever that is within him. It's what they need to sustain themselves, or
Which
something.
is interesting.
Yeah, is it? because I 6 full episodes in, and I still don't really know what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know what I don't know what's happening?
Yeah.
It's Kyle's sister's backstory.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Well, they've kind of got to do something.
Do they? They could just fucking tell us more about what's actually going on in Kyle's life.
Yeah,
what
but-
this shit is.
I think it's to me, and I've kind of flipped on this show a little bit. Initially, I was really into it. Now, I'm finding I'm not enjoying it as much. But for me, the main story isn't that much. There's not that much to it. There's not a lot of substance.
So you're actually more interested in how the backstory of the camper and all
I'm
that?
not. But my point is, they have to bring these other things in because their own main story isn't interesting enough, or they're
Really?
not making it interesting enough.
So that's what you think.
Yeah, like I've read enough of the comics to know that it is actually like it should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's just not coming across that way on the screen.
Yeah, no, that's fair
It's
enough.
a little bit boring to me, so I don't really care. I guess
Yeah.
is what I'm talking about. I don't care about the cabin.
Yeah, either do I. I
yeah.
don't care about the sister.
I don't really care about what's happening with the sister's backstory.
Yeah.
I just really want some fucking answers. So I have a name for this dank, so we
Yeah.
so we don't have to keep calling it dank every week. We did forget to mention though that Sydney does kill Mildred in the end, so Mildred's gone. So
Yeah,
fuck
she's
her.
done for
She's done. And this is probably the coolest part of the whole thing. We do see how much of a badass Sydney actually is.
Yes.
When he issues a warning to Reverend Pastor Dickhead.
Yes, we do. He puts is it a pentagram?
Yeah.
Into the
Five-sided star.
Yeah.
but it also had a goat's head in there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty intricate, and he carved it out with a penknife
Yeah.
on his chest. So
Ooh.
if that's not a warning to, stay the fuck away,
I don't know.
I don't know what is. But knowing the stubbornness of this man, he won't care.
No,
Someone
he
should
probably
kill
doesn't
him.
even know what's going on. He's like, "Fuck you, Kyle. This is your fault."
This is somehow your fault. Get off my lawn.
And I guess in a roundabout way, it is.
Well,
If he wasn't so good at getting the dankness out of people,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be coming around. So
Yeah.
good on you, Kyle.
and I guess what happens. I guess the cool thing, hopefully, that happens is that these 6 episodes later have finally decided, with Kyle pushing for it, have finally decided that this is the way we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it my way. We're going to help these fucking people, whether you want to do it or not. This is what's going to happen.
What do you rate it?
I'll give it a flimsy 3.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was
like teetering on the edge.
teetering on the edge of dropping into the 2s. Purely like the show has potential and it has a lot of promise and it showed it early and all that sort of stuff, but it has just been episode after episode after episode of just like tension, which
Yeah.
is great, but not building towards anything.
Yeah, right.
Like we genuinely have no more idea as to what's happening than we did in the first episode.
No, I feel you. I give it a 3.5, only because it's starting to build up. And I actually did a little bit of research on the show.
Yeah.
It is only a 10-episode series.
Oh, well, fantastic.
Yes.
Are we building to something
Well,
then?
fuck, we better be, because that was episode 6.
Yeah.
So we've only got 4 more episodes.
Yeah.
So
As we speak here now, episode 7 has dropped.
Yep.
So I'll probably go home and watch that.
yeah.
Once we're done, just to see what's happening. We'll talk about it next week. But yeah, it's just it's snail's pace.
Yeah, it's got to be on that friggin' upward slope. It's a
look,
late peaker, hopefully.
If it wants to, there are a lot of shows that we're going to talk about when they come back. So if this show wants to be a part of that,
oh,
it's going to have to do something.
it's got to put in the hard yards.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Impress me, kids. So this week, we wanted to do something a little bit different for our 25th episode. So we took to Twitter to find out who you guys think are the top 5 greatest movie villains of all time. Not necessarily comic book related, which is a little bit different for us.
Yeah.
For the most part. We do stuff that's not comics sometimes.
different
Sometimes.
stuff.
Yeah, we do different stuff, you guys.
We watch other things.
Yeah, right?
We have lives.
Right. So anyway, we polled, and after hundreds of votes had been cast, we had our bad guys, our 5 bad guys. So these are the guys that either scared the shit out of you as a kid, or scared the shit out of you as a kid, but you just played it off like you were cool because you didn't want to seem lame in front of your friends.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I ain't scared of no fucking
I ain't
thing.
scared of no ghosts.
There are no ghosts on this list.
Oh, well, we've missed the boat.
Gremlins scared me.
So what we'll do is we'll talk about each one and why we think they belong on the list. Now, they're done in no particular order. That's very important to mention. There is no, when we get to number 1, it's not because we think it's the best one.
No, fuck you, it is.
Because what we'll do after that, we just did it in the way that we polled. But what we'll do is at the end of it, we're going to pick our number 1, who we believe should be the number 1 bad guy, the greatest of all time, the king of the
Hill.
The villains.
whatever you want to call it. So once again, let's bring in Kate's super awesome countdown voice and kick things off with.
Number 5.
Ooh, I like it. Number 5, Hans Gruber, Die Hard.
Yes,
Nice.
this is a clear winner of this segment here.
Oh, man.
Because it came up against Ivan Drago, Khan, and the Predator.
Yeah.
By a long way. This had 53% of the votes.
Damn.
53% of the votes, and it
Oh.
went up against Khan from The Wrath of Khan and the fucking Predator.
The Predator.
Yes.
God damn.
But I agree. Hans Gruber is the shit.
He is the shit.
He is. I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown. Internationally known German terrorist Hans Gruber plans a heist of over $600 million from Nakatomi Towers under the guise of a terrorist plot to release his imprisoned comrades in the movie Die Hard, which is the coolest Christmas movie
Best
of all time.
Watch
Christmas.
it every Christmas.
Every Christmas.
Every Christmas.
And it is on every Christmas.
Yeah, well, they do. They actually play it on every Christmas. So, what makes this guy so cool?
International terrorist.
Yeah.
Just- and like, not that that's a cool thing.
Well, yeah, it's not like, it's not cool to be an international terrorist, kids. We don't
do this
condone
at
that
home.
whatsoever.
No. But the thing is, he's a new breed.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of like for the 80s.
Yes.
Definitely like a new breed. He's intelligent. He's witty. He's like well dressed.
Yeah, quick thinking.
Probably smells really good.
Probably smells
Yeah.
really good. You can't really tell from the but John McClane probably got up there real close.
Yeah,
he's
he
like-
could tell us.
he's like,
Ooh, that's
baby.
that Giorgio Armani. Ooh, I like that.
That's that CK1.
Oh, CK1, which may be in 1984 or was it 1984 when this movie came out?
It might have been.
I didn't actually list that, but yeah, that might have been the cool thing. CK1, who
Yeah.
knows? So in my opinion, the type of guy who could actually be a Bond villain in another life.
This would have been a perfect opportunity to do a cross. What do you call it? Series villain.
Crossover.
Yeah, crossover.
So
have-
Hans Gruber is like a Bond villain in
And-
one movie.
yeah.
How
and
many
he's
people
also.
would just explode if that happened?
I
though?
would.
Oh,
It
man.
would be amazing.
Well, you
would.
can't do it now.
Well, no, unfortunately.
Well,
Yes.
no, I didn't mean because of Alan Rickman's untimely death, but I meant because of the fact that we're like 30 years past Die Hard. You guys.
Yeah.
Well,
But if another one came out, I would watch the shit out of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, I think they are planning on making another one,
Stop.
what's that?
a Die Hard movie.
Really?
I don't know if it's 100% true.
Is it a reboot? Because you know how the internet loves them.
Well, no, like seriously, still with Bruce Willis as John McCain.
Oh man, people are breaking into his nursing home.
And what was the last one? What was it called? The one that was in Russia? Because there was Die Hard 4.0,
Yeah.
and then there was Die Harder. Is that what it's? No, Die Hardest.
Maybe I don't know.
something. Anyway.
I stopped watching
With Jai Courtney as
Yeah,
his
yeah.
as his son.
Yeah, that looked fucking terrible.
It actually wasn't that bad.
I
like
liked
it
it.
was
Yeah?
was shit, but
There was
ki-
nothing on the first couple. of
yeah,
Die
but
Hard
it was
movies.
it's still like at the end of the day, it's John McClane taking on like the Russians.
Right.
But the fact is, we're not here to talk about John McClane.
Yeah.
We're here to
Back
talk
on
about
track.
Hans Gruber. I guess I think for like with this guy that puts him up there as one of these these super villains as you would. Very little disregard for human life,
Yes.
which is obvious. He kills what's the guy's name? The Nakatomi boss. Takagi, I think.
Yeah.
I did watch this movie this week because I love it so much. So he kills him without a second thought. There's the other guy, the dickhead guy that he kills.
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
cocaine
right. The-
snorting guy
yeah.
that tries to like shit all over John McClane.
Yeah, that's right.
He deserved to die.
he did.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
But there's,
He really did.
And maybe
Who sells out like that? That's
Yeah.
like the ultimate sellout.
see, maybe Hans Gruber was just kind of like, well, you know what?
That's a
Fuck you,
shit
man.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
where's
like
your
a
honor?
shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Shit.
He is highly quotable. He has okay. We'll talk about his best moment.
Okay.
So for me, his best moment in the movie is when he's basically like, you know what? I've lost like 6 men, and it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go do this shit myself. So he sort of takes off looking for John McClane.
Yep.
Finally finds him, but he's already sort of put on this little like act of being like a distraught
Yes.
captive or whatever, and he just plays it off so well. It's done like the quick wit, the thinking to be able to do this and play it off, and to gain John McClane's trust. to the point where he gives him a gun and then he promptly tries to shoot him.
Yeah.
So,
No, it is great.
Yep.
so that's probably his best scene for me.
My best scene
Yeah.
is when he's falling out of the building
Yeah, I was going to say that.
at the end,
Yeah.
and the terrible CGI where his arms are about 18 foot long, and he's falling down the edge of the building.
But just think about this, when this movie was
exactly,
made.
and that's not a negative. That's a positive. That was amazing.
Yeah. And the look on his face, unscripted.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool as shit because
They pushed him out without telling him.
they didn't actually tell him they were going to drop him.
Yep.
He obviously didn't have to drop as far as, the top of Nakatomi Towers. But yeah, so Hans Gruber, cool as shit villain.
What about you, Amy? Same as me?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That is like, when I think of a Die Hard film, that's what I imagine in my brain.
Yeah,
Just
big
that's
long
like the
arms.
iconic
Yeah,
the
him
iconic
falling
scene.
off that building.
Yeah. It's cool as shit. And it also came back to haunt John McClane later when his brother Simon Gruber
Yeah.
also tried to kill him.
Yes.
That was a great Die Hard movie also.
That was it. That was at the time. That was my favorite Die Hard movie. But then I went back and rewatched Die Hard
And
like a million
can't-
times.
can't beat
you
the
can't.
original.
You can't
No.
beat the original.
You want to
Not at
go
all.
on to the next one?
Yeah.
And that's going to take us to number 4.
Number 4. I'll bring it in. All right.
I think Amy's just giggling a little bit too much.
Oh, the numbers get me every
Yeah,
time.
look, I've gotten used to it. I've had 25 episodes to get used to it. Number 4 is going to be The Joker, but specifically 2008's The Dark Knight as portrayed by Heath Ledger. Now, this one was up against The Terminator. That's a big dude. John Doe from Seven and Norman Bates from Psycho, and absolutely killed the competition, as it were, with 60% of the votes.
Yeah, this one cleaned up as well. We've got some clear favorites in this list, don't we?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess with this guy in particular, in this particular movie, he's kind of a mysterious figure in clown makeup with a fixation for the Batman that shakes up Gotham's underworld with his unpredictable nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's the biggest thing with this guy.
Yeah. What is your opinion on this Joker?
Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's probably my, to date, favourite Joker.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there.
Haven't seen Leto yet, but
No, I think he's going to be up there though.
you reckon?
Yeah. Just from what I've seen of the teasers.
Well, he's not on this list.
Sorry.
So.
But no, he portrayed the Joker very well. And in this film, the Joker is just so unpredictable, like you're saying.
Yeah, that's the biggest part. I think with this guy, he cannot be quantified
No.
into having any sort of psychological, he's not a sociopath necessarily.
That's right.
Not a psychopath necessarily. He's just basically, he doesn't have any of the normal bad guy motives
Yep.
that
Yeah.
drive anybody else.
No major drivers.
Yeah.
That's it.
He
He's
just does
just
shit.
That's right. Yeah, he
Do
just
shit.
does it.
Just does it for the sake of doesing it. Doesn't want money, doesn't want power, doesn't want fame. Complete disregard for human life.
Yeah, just wants chaos.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. He just wants chaos. And Alfred did sum it up best. And I did have to write this down because I didn't remember the quote fucking perfectly. But some
Yeah.
men aren't looking for anything logical like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
And-
I should have done that in my best Michael Caine voice, but
Too late.
Too late.
yeah, too late. Missed the boat.
It's gone.
Yeah, well.
It sailed off.
But it's true, though.
It's
Alfred.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. He's basically hit the nail on the head. This guy is just pure chaos.
Yeah. And is there really much more you can say about this Joker? Everybody has an opinion. Everybody generally loves it.
Yeah, look, some people genuinely don't, and that's that's fine. He's not going to be everybody's favorite, incarnation of this character.
No.
For me, what I think it possesses a real sort of real world quality to it. Something that it's Jack Nicholson's Joker was very flamboyant and over the
Yeah.
top, and
Yeah.
as were those movies. But this one in particular was very, very realistically grounded in just insane chaos.
Yeah.
Which I think speaks a lot for potentially what's happening in the world at the moment. Not to get political, but it's crazy, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Isn't
Do you want to move on to the next one?
Well, we haven't even spoken about his best moment
Oh,
yet.
okay. Tell me your favorite moment of the Joker.
For me, my favorite moment. Well, let's see. There's a couple for me.
You got one.
Pick your best.
Oh my god.
Just thinking.
Look, for me, I do like the way the multiple ways that he describes how he got his scars.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I like it is because, like he says it a couple of times, and each time it's a different story. So it's just, you never actually know. Like, you're never given any insight into him whatsoever.
That's
because
just rude.
absolutely everything that he says is completely made up and meant to just like fuck with your mind.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Shit stirrer.
Yeah. So for me, that's it.
What about you, Amy?
The thing that sticks in my head the most, I haven't watched this film in a while, but is when he's hanging out the top of, is it a limo or what kind of
Out
car
the taxi?
is he? Taxi.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
mine too.
Yeah, when he's out there
Yep.
and he's just, that look on his face, he's just, I don't know, loving everything.
Yeah,
It's
he's
so eerie.
He's just in pure bliss of all
Yeah.
the craziness that's
Yeah,
going on. Yeah, that's
exactly.
what I remember too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, now can we move on?
Do we have your blessing?
I'll allow it.
All
Okay.
right. Number 3.
Number 3, you bring this one in.
Yeah, bring it in.
Someone else. Amy, go.
So number 3 on our list is Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, yeah.
So, and 1991's The Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter. So that's Anthony Hopkins.
Correct.
Yep.
Um,
He went up against a couple of worthy opponents. So Agent Smith.
ooh, from The Matrix.
Damn.
Damn.
He's a creepy dude.
He is a creepy dude.
Jack Torrance.
From The Shining. The
The
Shining.
The Shining.
We'll get
Oh,
sued.
I want to get sued, lad.
and
yep.
Jason.
Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th movies.
Yes,
Also creepy.
all 400 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Are they
you know,
remaking some of those?
yes,
too?
they
Yeah.
are. Pretty sure they are. Yeah, they're doing they're doing the Jason Voorhees one for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So 42%.
42%.
Yeah,
of
another
the
clear
votes.
winner.
Clear winner. Now, I have to mention this because when I polled this particular character, a couple of people on Twitter did point out the fact that Hannibal Lecter is not actually the villain in this movie.
No, he's not.
Buffalo Bill is the villain.
But he's scary, man.
But let me tell you something about this
Let me
character.
learn you
Let me teach you a little thing or two about Hannibal Lecter in this movie in particular. He had a total of 17 minutes screen time in a movie that is well over 2 hours long.
Is that all?
Yeah. And in that 17 minutes, right, his portrayal was so like
so
epically yeah.
I can't.
But exactly that. Anthony Hopkins himself, and we're not really talking about the actors, we're talking about the villains themselves.
Yeah.
But the character was just so, so...
There's no word for it.
he left an imprint.
Yeah.
That's basically what you have to say.
The legacy of that character comes from this movie.
That's
it doesn't come from Hannibal, or it doesn't come from Red Dragon or anything like that. I understand in those movies he's potentially the villain, but this guy is in the limited screen time that he had. Holy shit, that's the guy that you think about at the end. It's not Buffalo Bill.
No.
And let me just remind everybody that at some point he did bite a cop's nose off, cut off his face, and wear it as his own face. That's pretty villainous.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Yeah. So look, I've got that out of that, but that's why I picked this movie in particular as this portrayal of that character.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Silence of the Lambs. So what about him?
What about him?
Yeah. Like, what do you think?
Oh, no, I agree. Out of that list, the only thing that he could have went up really against is Agent Smith, because Agent Smith is just everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this guy, he's just next level.
Next level.
He's next level
he's-
badassery.
And he's so smart too. Like he's just,
He's very calculated.
yeah.
Well, it goes beyond, just being like a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is the highest level intellect. He's a former forensic psychologist. But I think the biggest thing with him is that, your mind is effectively his plaything.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it doesn't matter who you are. Like, you're only ever in control as much as he wants you to be in control.
That's right.
Which is practically never.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like the way he comes across and his intelligence and his, the way he's sort of well spoken and all that sort of stuff. Like you forget kind of like the ridiculous non-blinking stare,
Yeah.
like the whole time. But you actually forget at some point that this guy. This is why he's not seen as the villain in this movie, because he's almost likable to the point that you forget he is like a cannibal / serial killer
Yeah.
of the highest nature.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Then he bites some dude's nose off.
And then he
you're
bites
like,
some dude's nose off, and you're like, oh fuck, that's why.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Damn, why
Oh,
go
he
play
is
me?
a dickhead.
Yeah. But he's just the ultimate puppet master.
Yeah.
From behind a fucking cage.
Exactly.
That
Isolated away from everyone.
isolated in a cage. Fuck, man.
Well, nothing else needs to
Nothing
be said.
else.
Moving on.
Well, best moments.
Best moments.
For me, my best moment for Hannibal Lecter in this movie is when they're actually transferring him.
Yep.
And you see
Got
him
the
for the
mask
first
on.
time,
Yeah.
in the little the trolley that you carry fridges
Yeah.
with or whatever. But he's wrapped up in the straitjacket and he's got that the face
Yes.
mask on.
Yep, very
and he
iconic.
just it's iconic, but it just looks like holy shit.
And that's
Yeah.
when you sort of realize, like, this dude is dangerous.
Yeah, like you can't go anywhere near this guy, and he still manages to get out of it and fuck up some people's lives.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. That's the scene I remember.
Yep.
Yep.
You too, Amy?
Yep, that's the one.
Oh.
Also, the disgusting sounds that he makes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it again.
Duh.
Yes.
Hate that.
Ladies,
You're pretty
hit
good
me
at that.
with some lima beans.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to number 2.
Number 2,
Darth Vader. 1977 Star Wars.
1977.
And this was another clear winner. With 53% of the votes, he went up against the Xenomorph alien,
Yes.
Freddy Krueger, and Ian McKellen's Magneto.
Yeah. Now, I never doubted that Darth Vader was going to win. To be
No,
honest with
but
you,
I'm surprised he
some,
won by that much.
that's some
Yeah,
hefty
I thought Freddy
competition.
would be a little bit higher.
Well, the alien as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I did make sure that I let people know that it was from the movie Alien.
Yeah.
Because
The
not a
original.
lot of people know, like they're barely actually mentioned, like as the xenomorph or whatever. But yeah, people did know that it was the alien, and 53% of the votes again for this guy.
Crazy.
What can you say
Fandom.
about him?
That's fandom.
Well, that is fandom.
Yeah.
And I guess that comes from, here we are like 40 years later almost, and this guy is still one of the most iconic villains that you'll ever see.
And, I really think how villainous he is played down a lot.
Yeah,
This is a world-destroying villain.
he is. Like,
Think of that. He will... You get villains who kill millions of people. This guy has literally killed billions.
Yeah.
yeah, he was implicit. Definitely in the destruction of Princess Leia's planet, her
Yeah.
home planet. Not only that, like when you think about, like, he actually, to get the information as to where the rebel base was, he single-handedly, effectively went in and tortured what was effectively his own daughter.
Yes.
To get said information. At that point,
Ruthless.
he was so just drowning in the dark side of the Force, I guess, that he couldn't see anything beyond that.
Yeah.
He's immensely powerful. Obviously, former Jedi turned Sith Lord. He's the leader of the Imperial Army, for the love of God. And he pretty much answers to no one except for Emperor Palpatine. So he's the boss.
He is the boss.
And
2IC.
2IC.
So
He's-
the boss.
Yeah, he's the assistant manager of the Empire, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool. That's a pretty good position.
That'd be good on your resume.
Yeah. Master of the dark side of the Force, handy with a lightsaber, gifted fighter pilot,
All of he ticks all the boxes.
all of the above. I think what the biggest thing with him is his look. though.
Yeah, it's so iconic. You will never forget it. You can get kids these
Now.
days.
Yep.
This movie is old as shit, and they know who that is.
Yeah, it's not to say that he's never been represented in anything. We had the prequels where we kind of got to see a little bit of him. But you're right, like the character is just so iconic that, like I said, 40 years later, and
Yeah.
people are still like, fuck yeah, Darth Vader, man. People are getting like, excited as shit about the fact that he's going to pop up in like Rogue One.
Yes.
Which is cool, but you've got to like, he's helmeted, just clad in jet black from head to toe.
Yeah. The breathing.
Yeah, just such a presence. Like,
Yeah, it's like a really imposing sort
Yeah.
of presence.
Yeah. I think he really could have been portrayed as more dark and more of a villain.
yeah.
But, I mean, it might happen in Rogue One.
Yeah, maybe. Like,
So-
who knows? I don't think his part's going to be like huge in that or anything. I think don't be afraid that at some point he's not afraid, I should say, to just force choke a bitch.
He will do it.
He'll do it.
Wayne Brady, take notice.
He will. Like he one of his subordinates.
Yeah.
Just boss didn't even say a word. Really,
No.
it's just I don't actually really.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done, mate. You're bloody
It's kinda
done.
like find your lack of faith disturbing, and then he's just like, well, fucking there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else can you really say? Best moment?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I am your father.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It's
not
a-
actually from Star Wars.
Oh,
But I'll
he's
allow
getting
it.
Technical.
I'll allow it.
Oh,
I
my
did say
God.
Star Wars specifically. For me, it's when he first appears, his first appearance. So it's kind of on the rebel ship. He boards the rebel ship. There's bodies sort of everywhere, smoke all over the place, and the music sort of starts. It's like very, very deep, foreboding music.
Yeah.
And then he just rocks up, and it's kind of like he doesn't even say a word, and it's just like, fuck yeah, that guy is the fucking boss. He's
Out
at
of the
least
smoke.
assistant manager.
Yeah. He is at least
He has
two
a
icy.
badge on.
Yeah, two icy.
Darth Vader, too, I see.
All right, shall we move on to number one?
Yes. Number one.
Number one. Amy, you can bring this one in.
Number one is Scar from The Lion King. I love
Yay.
me a Disney film.
Do you?
Oh,
I don't.
yeah.
They make me fucking cry.
The only movies on the planet
This
that
was
can
my
make me cry.
favorite movie as a kid. I can't even count the number of times I've watched this.
Really?
I've listened to the whole soundtrack, just listening.
I
Just
remember.
listening, as you do to soundtracks.
I remember one time me and Troy were having a couple of beers, and
Yeah.
we had SingStar, right, which was
Oh,
like,
man.
and they had the Lion King.
Did you do a
Song?
bit of a duet to...
The Circle of Life.
yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No.
But
Was it
Troy,
Simba and
Troy
Nala?
got.
Is that what you did?
What was
Were
it?
you Simba and Nala?
No, I think
No.
it was. So it was the original, like the
intro.
Yeah, the
Can
intro.
you feel the love?
Is that what it's called? No,
No.
not that either. It's like the one where it's all in like African or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Troy had to try and do that on SingStar. Absolutely rubbish.
Yeah, I was not good at it. But anyway,
Anyway.
Scar. So this was a surprising win for me. I didn't realize how much of a fan base as a villain like this guy had.
Yeah, well,
because I personally, like, I'll admit, I haven't seen this movie for quite some time. Probably close to the 20 odd years that it's
yeah,
been
no,
out.
I feel you.
But he went up against Anton Chigurh, I believe it's pronounced, but he is from No Country for Old Men.
Oh,
And-
yes, he's
and-
absolutely badass.
yeah, and this
down to a
this
T.
guy didn't get a lot of votes because, unfortunately, with Twitter polls, as stupid as they are, they still only give you a certain amount of letters,
Yeah.
even in the poll themselves.
I think if you could have told him who it was,
if they had some sort of reference,
Yeah.
but didn't really get a lot of votes, unfortunately. Also, Annie Wilkes from Misery, and Leatherface.
man, I love me some Leatherface.
Oh, I love me some Leatherface too. So Scar, the brother of King Mufasa, will stop at nothing to take his brother's crown and rule Pride Rock.
What?
Pride Walk once
Pride
again.
Walk is the Chinese takeout shop that's
Yeah.
located within Pride Rock.
the best place in town.
Yeah, but he will rule Pride Rock once again. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he's
What can you say?
well, he's very conniving. So he's also super sarcastic, I guess. He's a bit different from the rest of our villains because he sort of does a lot of things in the background.
Yeah, he's kind of like a we'll use the word puppet master again because he's got his
Yeah,
little
yeah.
hyena, like his little
Yeah.
hyena friends that do a lot of the
Yes.
bidding.
Yeah.
But let's not forget that he single-handedly let his brother die.
Not only let him die, he all of the the preceding things that happened before Mufasa dying. So he
The
told
stampede
Simba, you
and-
know, why don't you go down there? Like, it's really cool. There's like one tree in this open cavern. Just go down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, bam, Stampede comes based off his hyenas doing
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
And then
Fucking hyenas,
yeah,
man.
I reckon. And then he, just
They're like jackals, but different.
But more dickheady.
yeah.
wasn't Whoopi Goldberg one of the voices?
Yes,
Yeah,
she
she
was.
was.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's amazing.
Yep.
But yeah, no, and then he doesn't help his brother.
No,
Just
but he
watches him
doesn't like
die.
he doesn't even not help him.
He
He
throws
throws
him.
him
yeah,
off the
he kind of
cliff.
like he throws him, and I think this is his most villainous moment.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a long live the king.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what he says.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he's just like,
That's right.
yeah, fuck you, mate.
I didn't
and then
even-
just
Yeah.
dies.
And I didn't even cry that much.
Nah,
I
nah,
used to
no one cried.
rewatch it in hopes that it would be different. Like, just for once, Scar would die. Well, I mean,
You know,
Well, there's actually like a little fun Easter egg that he is a rug, I think, in Beauty and the Beast.
no, it's in
Oh,
the Emperor's New Clothes,
Emperor's
it?
New Groove.
New Groove.
Oh, right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Maybe.
I'll have
But
to
yes,
find it.
I
That's
did, yeah,
cool.
I'm pretty sure it's. Let us know.
So-
Let us know. Twitter,
Justice was
Facebook,
served.
anyone.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was the best part. That's my favorite moment when he died.
Well, I think you can underestimate like this guy's underhanded scheming. I think he was portrayed really well, like in the sense of you've got Mufasa, who's this massive like beast of a lion,
Yeah.
and Scar's like this kind of wiry little sort of
Scraggly little
scraggly
brother.
looking
he's,
thing.
he's slimy.
Yeah, so
You know?
he has to use his intelligence and his underhandedness to beat off, well, not beat off, but to beat the bigger lion.
Yeah.
Because
You know,
you
I
don't
find-
beat off lions, kids.
Please God. Dad. Do you know what I find funny?
Hashtag don't beat off lines.
Yeah.
Scar, you don't know how he got his scar either. Same as the
Ah,
Joker.
just like the Joker.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of like Heath Ledger's kind of
Wanna
Could have
know
been.
how I
Yeah,
got
you
these
know.
scars.
yeah.
Conniving.
And we do want to know.
We
by the
do.
way. Everyone who's got a scar, we
How'd
want to
you get
know
a
how they get
scar?
it because like it's not fair, like just leaving us in the dark like that.
Yeah.
So best moment for me would be when he's just like like long live the king.
Yeah.
Like it's just even the line itself.
Yeah.
The delivery. It's just like it's a big fuck you, man. Fuck you, Mufasa. Yeah.
I do love him rallying up the hyenas. That's
Yeah.
probably a great
Yep.
great moment also. Because
Yep.
he's been this nothing his whole life, and then he's like, fuck yeah, I've killed the king. Now I'm going to go and get me some minions,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm going to take over this shit.
Didn't he have his own song? as
Yeah,
well?
be prepared.
Be prepared. Yeah, that's it.
Told you to listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah, no, I agree. When he throws him off the throws the king off the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to know a little like fun fact about him?
I do.
Tidbit.
Yeah, he there was actually a scene cut out of The Lion King because it was almost it was too provocative for the audience.
Yeah.
And you know how Simba's girlfriend, what's her name?
Nala.
Nala.
She shows up into the other jungle where Simba is.
Yeah.
It's kind of not explained.
Right.
Oh, I have heard this.
Yeah, basically he,
Okay, I haven't, so let me know.
basically he tried to force himself
Bit
upon
of a
her.
come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she was like, catch you later.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Who did? Scar. Scar
Yeah.
did. Oh,
And
okay.
instead, he just went after Simba's mum for a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, he is sneaky. Isn't
yeah,
he?
he's
He is.
slimy. Yeah.
All right, so he's worthy of this list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
indeed.
so now we go through. So we've got our 5. So we have Hans Gruber from Die Hard. We've got the Joker from The Dark Knight, Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs, Darth Vader from Star Wars, and Scar from The Lion King. Amy, who is your ultimate villain out of those 5?
Hannibal Lecter. for
Hannibal
me.
Lecter? Yep.
Yeah, he just leaves such an impression. I
Yep.
can't even listen to that sound. Like, it's just...
Just
So if something like it's just, I can't even deal with him. He's just so, there's no word to describe
Gets
it.
under your skin.
Yeah,
it makes your
yeah.
skin crawl.
Yeah.
like he literally gets under your skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he'll eat it.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, he's the winner for me. It's pretty close to the Joker because he does incite a lot of chaos, like you're talking about.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Hannibal Lecter.
Cool. Okay.
Hans for me.
Yeah.
Hans.
knew
Hands
you were
down.
gonna say Hans.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down the side of a building. Oh.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just a standout.
Yeah.
Too classy.
He's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about yourself, sir?
I do like me some Hans.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. For me, for me, it was close between Darth Vader and the Joker.
Yeah.
And the reason I didn't choose Darth Vader, and I know we're not talking about this movie in particular. Like, I mean, we're talking about Star Wars in particular, kind of breaking my own rule. But he kind of, in the end, redeems himself.
Yeah.
The Joker, though, just doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Yeah.
Like, all he wants is anarchy.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's anarchy, because I think at some point anarchy needs to be controlled. Or there's a rhyme or a reason to it or
Yeah,
whatever. But it's just,
It's pure chaos.
it is absolutely chaos. That's all he wants.
Yep.
And he doesn't even want he doesn't even want Batman dead.
No.
Like, it's not even necessarily about that.
It's just fun to him.
Yeah, it's kind of like, that he kind of sees a lot of himself in Batman.
Yeah.
And I think the way that he is portrayed as that, where it's just, it's like when like the other cop goes in and he's like, you killed my friends or whatever, and he tries to like beat on him, and it's just like, that guy's fucking dead. Because Batman just like went in there and kicked the shit out of him, and all he did really was kind of just like laugh in his face because he's that fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He kind of enjoys that sort of shit. So for me, the Joker.
Yeah. Cool.
Let us know what you think about, our top 5, though. Who do you think should be the winner of that 5 in particular? Twitter, Facebook, email, Bird,
YouTube.
Smoke signal.
YouTube, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Let us know. And that is it for our top 5 greatest movie villains. But it is worth mentioning, if you do like a good movie countdown, since we only really do them every so once in a while, it's not really our thing like every sort of week.
No.
You guys need to do yourself a favor. Check out the guys over at the Countdown podcast. They're a great fellow Australian podcast, and Paul and Wayne do an absolutely fantastic job of bringing you a different themed top 10 countdown every damn week.
Yeah. Go check
Every
them out.
week.
Every damn week.
Every damn week, it's a new top 10. And they're really interactive as well. They want your opinions, which is cool as shit.
Yeah. And, I'm always a sucker for like top 10 lists.
Oh, man, I love it.
They get me every
I
time.
I love me some top 10.
If there's a top 10 on Facebook, I will read it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you,
Even if I've
BuzzFeed.
got to- even if I've got to skip through the gallery, like next,
Oh,
next,
yeah, I can't go
next.
that far.
Yeah.
Go that far.
I'm dedicated.
But yeah, check them out. The Countdown podcast, they're pretty good dudes. Good dudes. I'm sorry.
And that's going to bring us to get to know your favorite hero, which there isn't any this week.
No heroes, because it's all about the villains.
Suck
but-
on that, heroes.
Yeah, you guys. But we're not going to do that either, because we've had so much to cover off. What we're going to do instead is just talk about this competition again.
Yes.
Because that's exciting as shit.
And who's bringing us the competition, Troy?
The competition is being brought to you by Kasplat Comics and Collectibles. Immerse yourself in other worlds at kasplatcomics.com.au.
Yes,
There
and
you
you
go.
can check that. Yeah.
That was
And
great.
you can also check them out on Facebook at Kasplat Comics and Collectibles.
Yes, you can. Do yourself a favor. Get on there and have a look.
Yes.
They got some cool stuff. One of the cool things they've got that they have gifted us is the Batman graphic novel Hush, which is going to be part of our little competition prize pack. There's also going to be some cool ass Comic Confidential stickers. There's going to be some postcards. We'll probably spray them with like perfume.
Yeah.
CK1.
Put some
I heard-
lipstick on and kiss it.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. All you need to do is go to Twitter, retweet our pinned tweet, and that's important to remember. It's the tweet that is pinned at the top of our profile.
You can retweet all of them if you want,
Well, you can do that if you
Yeah,
want
if
to.
you're
You don't-
feeling extra nice.
just to be safe.
you don't have to. Don't like hurt your
Index
trigger
finger.
finger.
Yeah.
But yeah, go retweet our pinned tweet. Give us a follow on Twitter, and you will go into the running. Unfortunately, open to Twitter only, but it is worldwide. You can live anywhere in the world, and you could win this prize.
That's it.
Yep.
And who wouldn't want this? Like, it's a fucking fantastic novel, let me tell you.
I'm even going to bloody retweet and hopefully I win
You
it.
are ineligible, sir. But that is going to do it for another week.
Yes, thank you to all the listeners, subscribers, and reviewers. If you haven't left us a review yet, jump onto iTunes and leave us a 5-star rating.
Yeah, do that. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential Podcast, Instagram and Twitter at Comic Con Pod. Twitter is important for the competition. We've got the YouTubes.
Got the
Yep.
YouTubes. that's on you guys to tell us what that address is.
Yep.
Do some Googling.
It's out there. We've got the website, comicconpod.com.
Check out the Patreon. We've got that too. You can get yourself some cool
Yes, we do.
merchandise. Got what shirts, stickers,
Postcards,
No pens.
high fives.
No
are there.
pens,
No
Amy.
pens. There's no pens. Amy, there are no pens.
It's,
You know, I like to make my own notes.
do you know how hard pens are to organise?
Yeah, very.
And they always look shit.
And they never write. Like if
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You are literally the only person on the planet that still writes with a pen.
Yeah, god damn it.
Oh
Amy.
my God.
Man, when I
Sorry.
write, I look like I'm a friggin' toddler.
Yeah.
Just because I don't write that often.
Do you know how quickly my hand cramps when I have to write
guys
stuff
just
with
use
an actual
crayons?
pen? I just like my finger in the dirt.
Yeah.
I try to just, I've gone that far back. I just do dirt drawings.
I have this
now.
problem where I can type so quick that when I try write, I'm already like words ahead.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm kind of
yeah.
like blending words into each other and I'm like really dyslexic.
See, I don't have that problem because I'm also a shit typer.
Man.
So
Yeah, Troy does the one finger at a time.
no, I can't stand that.
two finger typer, but I'm sort of quick at two finger typing, so that's something.
Is there a record for that? Should you try it out?
I should. I
Yeah.
should.
He looks like a sewing machine. He's just...
Exactly. Anyway, we're not here to judge my typing
No,
abilities.
as I was saying, we got the Patreon. That's patreon.com/ComicConPod. If you want to support the show, jump on there. If you don't, that's
Don't
cool.
jump on there.
Yeah, don't jump on there.
Or you can jump on there and just read the thing I wrote anyway.
Yeah.
Just
Just
if you
do
want to.
it.
Yeah, it's just for fun. And we've also got the Loot Crate. Check that out in the show notes.
Yes, indeed. And next week, which we forgot to mention, we will be reviewing Star Trek Beyond. Bam! Amy is
Yeah.
deathly excited.
You want to
Yeah.
jump in on that one?
I'm so there.
I'm so jumping in, you guys.
Yeah.
Chris Pine is in it.
Yeah, that's
As
why
you
I'm
know.
here.
But it actually is getting some pretty good reviews, which is
Yeah.
cool. So
yeah,
I'm
got
really
93.
93 on Rotten Tomatoes. But fuck a critic, man.
Fuck a critic. It could be shit.
It could be shit. We don't live that life. But we will go and see it, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it. But until then, thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy,
I'm Cade.
And I'm Amy.
and this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.
See ya.
Damn.
Nailed it. Bam.